Hi everybody, I'm Chas. I'm from Fort Collins, Colorado, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you Hometalk for having me. Today we're going to be making a bunch of different things for your yard, and it's kind of going to be either out of stuff that you have in your own home, or you've inherited maybe, or stuff you can find at the thrift store. So the first thing I'm going to do is start making a wind chime. And while I'm doing that, if you could tell me where you're watching from, that would be great. I'd love to know. This is just a hanging flower basket from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to pull these chains off here. Because I want it to go this way. So I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to rehook these chains on the top side. There, so see it's hanging upside down now. And then what I'm going to do next is I have some, these have been actually hanging outside already. I tore it all apart so I could show you again today. I just have some old tools that were kitchen utensils and different things that were grandparents on both my husband's and my mom's, so I guess my great-grandma and his great-grandma's kitchens. And we just wanted to instead of storing them in a box somewhere, we wanted to do something kind of to memorialize it, and so this is what we're going to do. So I initially did my wind chime with wire, but I found it was not strong enough in wind. So this time I'm going to reinforce it with these little, you can find them in office supply stores. I'm trying to remember what the name of them are, but you know, you use them for note cards or holding paper together. So I got the small size and I got the large size here. So I put a large and a small one together, and then I'm going to just hook that onto each, same thing, large and small, onto each utensil, large and small, each one. And then for this pot, it's going to be the center. So this one I did a large, two smalls, a large, two smalls, and a large. And the middle one is the one I'm going to hook onto the pot here. All right, I'm going to put him on last because he's going to be the biggest challenge to do. All right, so at the bottom where these little clips were on for the basket, I'm now going to put each utensil onto those loops. So there's one. Where are we tuning in from while I hook these utensils on?
We got Texas, Puerto Rico, Australia, Iceland, Michigan, Minnesota, Kentucky, Canada.
Yay, welcome and thanks for being here. All right, so I have my 3 utensils, and we'll just give you a little visual on that. So they're hanging on the outside of the basket. Now I'm going to carefully kind of put this last set on, and this is the middle. So the middle is the pot. It's going to make the most noise. So I'm going to put this one onto one side, like that. And I may have to adjust it, but on the other side, I'm going to hook across from it on the other side. So let me hang it up now. And you've got a wind chime. So what do you guys think of that? I mean, these are all, this is a memorial to my grandparents and my husband's grandparents, well, great-grandparents actually. And, but you could make this out of thrift store finds or old things from your kitchen that maybe you're not using anymore. Like these were made out of aluminum, so you really aren't supposed to be using that anymore in your kitchen. But I love the sound of it when it's blowing in the wind at my house, and I hope you like it too. So if you do, please share this idea with someone else who you think would really like this idea. And if you like it, go ahead and either give me a thumbs up like or a heart. I'd love to hear that. And I'm going to take it a step further for those of you who might be interested. So this is just a solar light. right here. And then what I do a lot of times is just pull them apart. So just so you have that as a reference. Move that out of the way. So I've got one here, and I'm gonna these are just like shower curtain rings that I got at the dollar store. And I'm just gonna kind of hook those into these so that they'll help me hold the solar light in place. So I just looped it through one of the chains there, balance that. And then I'm gonna probably on this side, I might just hook it around this one. We'll see if that works. It might need to go through the chain too. So then I'm gonna make those go over the top of each other and take the solar light and stick it through them. And then now I'll hang it back up again. And again, you can kind of mess around with where the spacing is, but that's going to hold that solar light in place so that now at night that will turn on and will kind of illuminate the whole wind chime as well. So I kind of really like solar lights. If you didn't see my episode last Friday, I'm kind of solar crazy. So I hope you like that. Hearts and thumbs. If you like it, please, and please share with anyone else you feel might be interested. I'm going to hook that at the edge of my table because I might need to bring that back at the end of the show. We have a giveaway today for a tote bag like this. And the question is, what have you DIY'd for your outdoor space? So while I'm making my next project, start shooting those ideas in, please. I'll move that out of the way. Okay, this is pretty simple, this one is. So this is a plant stand, and it was green, and it started to rust a little bit, and I had several plants over the years. But I just decided one day that I needed a side table for one of my outdoor chairs because it didn't really have anything to set, something on if you're sitting in that chair. So I spray painted it because it had rusted out, and I just did it to match my furniture outside. And then I found these cutting boards at the Dollar Tree. They're glass. And I decided that I was going to use those. So I'll open this one up. Always hard to get them open. There we go. And I found that it fit just nicely right in there, in that plant stand, just like that. And then I had a second one because there's a shelf down below, so if I want to put a plant underneath the bottom one, I can definitely put a plant on the bottom one if I want. So what do you think of that? Pretty easy, right? I mean, plant stand turned into a side table. And it stays in there pretty good. Sometimes you have to adjust those little rubbery things, or you could take them off if you wanted to. But share that with somebody who you think might, have a plant stand they need to repurpose because they're like, I don't know what to do with it anymore. And you can find these at thrift stores and different things. They just need a little bit of spray paint, and then these little trays are just at the dollar store, and suddenly you have a side table. So plant stand turned to side table. If you like that, send me some hearts and thumbs. I'd love to know. All right, moving on. Here's a question for you. I have this pan. I've had it for a really long time. If you have any ideas of something I can make out of this pan, I'd love to know. Or just if you uses anything, I'd love to know. So that is my question for you guys. So feel free to share that. I'll come back to that later. I'd love to know. I will read the comments later as well. Okay, this is really simple again. I like this project. It's one of my favorites. And I hope you like it too. So this is just a watering can. Really simple. I think I actually got this at Target. And then I got this idea. So these are just beads, and you can find, these ones were actually meant to go around a vase as a decoration. Like, if you had your vase in here, it's supposed to hang like your vase, and then it was just a pretty decoration to go around it. But they sell beads like this at Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and so all you really need to do is connect them in some way. And then I have, these are just like a little pinch. So I pulled this open, and then what I did was inside, I'm try to do this backwards so you all can see. I just hooked one end in one and one in the other hole, just like that, real simple. And then it looks like it's pouring water out, hopefully with my shirt on. I know the white table, sometimes it's hard to know what color for your background you need for these things. But someone asked me once about water inside the can. Here it's really dry. I have not had any trouble with water really sitting in this can. But if you do, just drill a couple holes in the bottom here, and then it will drain. But then what you'll need is just a little garden hook like this. You can use any size you want, but this little size here, they often sell at the Dollar Tree. And then you put that in your flower garden or in your whiskey barrel, and you just hang your little watering can in there over your flowers in your flower garden, and you have a nice little outdoor decor. And you can decorate the can if you want or paint it. I like simple, but you're welcome to do, acrylic paint or spray paint or glue things onto it. But what do you think of that one? I hope you'll share it with other people that you think would love to make this in their flower garden as we move into spring. And again, hearts and thumbs if you like it, and please share. Please share it with anyone you think. I'm going to pull this off of here, maybe, because I'm going to need it for later. But let me set him aside. And we'll move on. Oops. What are some of the things people are saying that they've DIY'd for their yard?
One person just said they wrapped tomato cages with lights.
Ooh, that sounds pretty. As you can see, I like lights a lot. I've got them on my mantle. I have lights everywhere. I love them. Candles, solar lights. Okay, this right here I found at a thrift store, and it reminds me of old dessert trays. If you know what these are really for, please share that with me, because I always thought they were like ice cream dishes or whatever. But if you know, it's attached. It's solid. It's one solid piece. So I'd love to know what those are. So let me set this down for a second. I have this, which, to give you an idea of what this is as it's falling apart, here's another half one. So this is a solar light, right? This one had an angel on the top of it, and it just bit the dust. So this was the same thing, another solar light that had bit the dust, and I started thinking, I'm like, gosh, the steak is so great. I've got to be able to use it for something rather than just throwing it all away. So I had bought this little pan, and then I had this skewer. They sell them for $1 at Dollar Tree, and I bent this in half, and then as you see here, like that, I bent it in half, so there's the loop right there. And then I siliconed it with this outdoor clear silicone, but here you can see it's not really clear, it's cloudy, but that's the bottom, so that doesn't bother me. But it's 100% silicone, and it's good for outside and all that good stuff. So I siliconed it to it, and then I layered more silicone on top, let it sit for 24 hours. And then as you can see, this plastic right here interrupts it, so I wasn't going to be able to put the skewer all the way in. So I just bent the skewer. I just bent it in half. So then what I did is then I just stuck that inside there like that. And it's a bird feeder. So now I put bird seed in it in the springtime and in the summer. And, I'm able to take it out, wash it, clean it up, put new bird seed in it for the birds. You could probably use it for water as well, and just, make sure you clean it daily for the birds. But pretty simple, right? So again, hearts, thumbs, share with somebody who might like this. Keep those ideas coming on this pan. I really want to do something with it, but I don't know what. I think it's really cool. It's got so many colors. It's got yellow and orange and all kinds of stuff. So I hope you like the bird feeder and all these projects for your outdoors, which again, just kind of thrifting stuff up here. Okay. Next one. Now, keep in mind, a lot of this stuff I've had outside for a year at least already, so it's starting to become what I call personality. It's got personality to it from being in the weather. So I had this wine rack, and again, just sitting around. I had an idea of something I wanted to do with it. It didn't work out. So then what I did was I had all these bottles. There, again, you can tell they're well loved from being out in the sun, but these came from Dollar Tree. And you could use wine bottles. You could use, any bottle you kind of want, recycled bottles, but I already had these, so I decided to go with these. So what I decided to do Actually, I'm going to take it a step further from the post that I have on Hometalk that they're going to share with you. And I have these little jewels that are hanging from it's just a little piece of string that you can tie. But I thought what I want to do is I want to put the bottles inside the wine rack like that. And then, oops, trying to do it backwards is a little more challenging than I thought. Okay, red. Maybe this one over here. Green. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. And let's put this blue one up here, maybe. The green one down here. Okay, so the bottles are in the wine rack. And then I've got these little jewels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these corks out. Some of mine have corks still. Some of the corks have disintegrated. But I'm going to put that string in there. And then I'm going to hang the little crystals. Do you think I should do all of them or just some of them? Thoughts on that? Feel free to share your ideas. There we go. I just like to put some of this kind of stuff in my yard to just give it a little variety. Let's see, maybe I'll put it down here. You guys telling me if I should do it in all of them? Any thoughts?
2 alls, 1 some, 3 alls.
Ah, I've got a variety going there. Love it. Okay, it's pretty simple though. So obviously one is missing a cork, so I will not be putting one in there. I'd have to get a cork for it, which they sell corks in case you ever need a cork. They sell like variety packs at Michael's and Hobby Lobby because I needed to get some corks for something recently and that's where I found them. Maybe I won't put them in the bottom ones too because they'll be on the ground. But anyways, I just like to put some of this stuff in the yard sometimes too because sometimes it takes a while for your stuff to grow and you want something to see. I'm going to borrow you. And, you know, this gives you something to be there for a while till your flowers start coming in while you're enjoying the spring weather. Okay, so there are the crystals in the jars. And again, this is going to go outside on the ground or near a flower garden or kind of whatever you want. But I'm not done yet. As you know, everything for me, I love solar stuff. So I had this mini bottle, which I'm going to put in the middle. And then right here, I'm going to stick the solar light in there like that. And then over here, I would stick this one into the ground like that. And then this one's in the ground on this side. And your bottles will move to help you like that so that you can actually get it in the ground like there. That one's straight. So later, I will try to bring all this solar stuff back out for you guys, and then I'll try to turn the lights off a little bit so you can see what it looks like. But now I've got these pretty different glasses in a wine rack that I wasn't using, and the solar lights will light up the clear glasses, so if you used opaque glasses, they wouldn't shine as much. And then I've added now these little crystal beads. I think they're kind of cool. What do you guys think? Hearts and thumbs if you like it. And share it if you know somebody who's like, hey, you know that wine rack you're trying to figure out what to do with? Let's do this. Keep the ideas coming on this pan. And if you keep the ideas coming for the giveaway, the tote bag giveaway, what have you DIY'd in your outdoor space? Okay, I'm going to move this so I have room for the next one. So I'm going to carefully pull these back out, and then I'll whip them back together later for y'all. Okay. Any other ideas? Any ideas on the pans yet, Brielle?
Oh, tons. A lot of people mentioned making it a clock.
Oh, a clock. That's a good idea. It's okay. I know it's hard for you to go back. So I will go back and read them. I will, I promise. But keep those ideas coming for me. Okay. Strainer, right? Now, a lot of you guys might be into painting this. I'll tell you why I didn't, but here's a strainer, one of those little steam, or I called it a strainer, I'm sorry, a steamer, my bad. And then what I did is, I'm gonna take this old solar light. See this little stem here? I just cut it off. So I just used a little saw and cut that off, just sawed it off. Really wasn't very hard. And then what I'm gonna do for this, I think I'll show you what it's gonna be, because once I silicone this, I can't hold it upright because it needs to set. So this is just, again, it's getting rusty because it's seasoned from being outside. Another shower curtain holder. And I'm gonna hang it like this. All right, so it's hanging like that. And let me get my little thing out here. Now I probably need, hold that thought. Let me use this guy to get him going the right direction. A circle, there. So he hangs straight for you. So what I'm envisioning in my head, if you will, is a stem with a flower, okay? And then when the solar light goes on, let me see if I can balance all this here. It'll go in here like this as I silicone it. But what's important about that is the reason I don't paint it is because it reflects the light better at night. So during the daytime, you might want the color, but at night, all of this silver is gonna shine so bright. My aunt was like, I wanna make one of those. So let me silicone and show you how to do this last little part for this guy. It's very simple again. These little steaming baskets are at the dollar stores. Or dollar stores. Well, sometimes they're at the dollar store, but thrift stores for sure. So again, just the same outdoor silicone. It's good for indoor, outdoor. I'm gonna put that on there like that. Squeeze a little on there. And I'll wipe off the extra off my tip so it doesn't get clogged. Like this. There. Okay. This one I'll try to hold up at the end of the show with all the other solar lights, but yeah, I'll maybe have to do them one at a time because there's several. Okay, so there he is. Silicone. Now that's got to set for about 24 hours, just so you know, so it's nice and solid. So let me set him aside. And I've got one more for everybody. And please share these ideas if you think somebody's going to like them. And hearts and thumbs, I always love those. Okay, so again, I told you about this solar light. It still works. But the little, it was a little angel on it. We got it for our dog that had passed away, but the angel bit the dust. So again, it's fully intact and still working, so I was like, I gotta do something with it again. So I pulled a flower off of a bouquet of fake flowers. This one's an iris, so I thought of iris because it's kind of going on spring. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out all the pieces. So I'm gonna pull off this bottom piece, and then the middle piece. And you can decide how many of these pieces you want to put back on here or not, but you gotta kind of take it apart first. There we go, all apart. And then of course right now that little hole that was in the middle is not very big, so I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger by taking the scissors and giving it a little slit. Maybe, if my scissors will cut it, there we go. And then a little slit in this one. This one has plastic in it too, so I'm gonna have to get through that plastic in order to make that one bigger. That one I totally broke. But the good news is usually when you have these bouquets of flowers, you know, there's more than one on there if you make a mistake. All right, is that one cut? There we go. All right, this one is going to go on first. So again, here's the solar light. I'm just going to push that light carefully through there. I don't want to break him. That would be my luck, huh? Where's the slit? There it is. Okay, now the light's being difficult. I had it earlier when I tried it. Thank you for your patience. Live is always interesting. There we go. One on. All right. And sometimes they're not all going to go back on. So then I'm going to put this one on next. Sorry. Let me angle it. Maybe I can get you guys in there.
I can always change.
There we go. Okay. So there's 2 in there. Maybe I was trying to do it. And now he popped back off. There we go. Okay. Twist him on there. Next one. And the last one. Which I'm running out of room a little bit, so I may really have to pull that middle one off because he doesn't want to stay. Okay. There we go. So now I put, no, that one doesn't want to stay. Too many. I'd probably hot glue it a little bit too, or silicone it in so that it stays better, of course. Or pick a different flower that's maybe going to be a better match for it. But you get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. I'll just hold him to make sure he stays in place. There we go. And then again, like if he's lit up, he'll just light up a new flower. So now I've got a new flower on this broken solar light that I can use again out there. I like the ones that sometimes, this one is one I had on hand, but the last time I did this, I did like it looked more like a dandelion. It was more of a poofy flower. And that covered up a lot more of the gaps too, which I liked a lot better. So what do you guys think? Good way to make up, help a solar light that's broken be reused again rather than just throwing it away. Something good for springtime or summer. Okay, so we're getting close to the end of our show. I said I'd bring out all those solar lights again. So let me get some of that all going, and I'll make the room dark first so we can try to see them. But last chance to get on the giveaway. Please share this with anybody you think might be interested. Hearts and thumbs are always appreciated. And I will close the lights, but as I do, let's recap the ones that aren't going to glow. So we made the hanging. It hangs from a garden hook, but it's your little, lost my word.
Watering can.
Thank you, my watering can. Gosh. That's pouring over our flowers. So you put that on your garden hook and it goes right in your garden for decor. And then we had the bird feeder that you used out of thrift store things, or maybe your grandparents have these, the skewer, and you know, helped grab that the old solar light. We had the plant stand that we turned into an end table by just cleaning it up a bit and then adding those, now it's falling apart again, adding the cutting boards. Then we had, pull you back out. There we go. The wine rack that we put the colorful lights on, and then added the crystal little droplets and solar lights, which again, the ground will help hold those still, so please bear with me as we stick him back together, but he's not straight because the ground is not there to help me right now. Okay, and then of course we had the wind chime, which I'll hold him up because when it gets darker in here it's gonna be harder to see, but the utensils and pots and pans with the solar light. So again, I'll hold him up, but he's gonna be harder to see. So let me shut some of these shades. Brielle will take you back through some of these. Last chance to get in on that giveaway. And again, tell me if there's any of these, any ideas for this pan, because I'd love to hear that. And please feel free to share this live with anybody you think might be interested in like repurposing, upcycling, thrifting, or you just want to have some things to look at in your backyard. Closing the shades, turning the lights off. Okay, let's see if we can get him to go now. Well, it's a little hard to see. Is this one going? Keep going. stone. Oh, let me put him in here. Maybe he'll go better. I did have one dead when I was working with hair. Can you see that at all? There's light coming through, kind of. See if I can turn that last light off over there. Okay. That's about as dark as I'm going to be able to get it. I'm sorry. So there's that one. Again, I had this one. I'm going to hold them together because I would need to glue this guy. But here's the color changing iris solar light that I had pulled. The other one had died, and so I just put a flower on the top of this one, and it is a color changer. So that one will change. And then we had the wind chime. Oops, he has slid, so I will need to fix that spot. But the wind chime that's got the solar option to it. So there's that one. And then I will show you, I won't be able to move it, but that steaming basket that would normally be hanging upright. Let's see, maybe if I put him over this, here he'll read better. But again, that light will hit all of this silver and just really pops in the darkness. But you're welcome to paint it if you want to paint it. So I hope that you like some of these ideas. Simple, inexpensive, and fun yard decor for your backyard or your front yard. I'll turn the light back on so you can see me, but do we have a winner of the giveaway?
Not yet.
Ooh, you still have a chance. I'm still looking for these two guys, so any ideas on this? And I'm going to go back and I'm going to read all your ideas on you know, what things you've made, because I always need new inspiration. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss another live. And tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time will be the next live. So you won't want to miss that too. There's always great things to learn in all these lives. And I hope you guys will make some of these things too, or share them with someone else who might. And thank you for being here. Thank you, Hometalk, for having me. And how about a winner yet?
Yep, Anita Bernard Spencer.
Anita! Yay! Congratulations! So happy for you guys. Yay! Okay, that's awesome. So again, subscribe. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the next live. You won't want to miss it, so tune in for that. And thank you again for being here. And I will be here next Tuesday. My time will be different. It'll be 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. I hope I got that right, Hometalk. But yeah, I'll be doing a bunch of stuff with dollar store rocks. So all those clear jewel ones that I love. So thank you again for being here, and I hope you have a great evening. Thanks so much. Bye.